Hey everybody, Pastor Doug here. Welcome to another session of Pastor Doug's Virtual VIPs Midweek Bible Study. As you can see, I'm flying solo. My buddy Doug's flying off somewhere. I don't know where he is, somewhere in the air, and we wish him well. But I wanted to thank all of you that went to the trouble to come out to our Easter Sunday service. It was really, really neat. We had a packed house in here. We had over 300 people. It was really a great time of celebration. I'm thankful to our worship team for the music that they put together, and they do such a great job. I'm so proud of them. And we just had a wonderful time of worship and celebration. We did my annual Easter survey that we do, and I was just really, really delighted with the response for that. And I got to say thank you to all of you who responded, took the time to fill out that little sheet and let me know that where they stood with their spiritual lives, and very, very, very encouraging for many, many dozens that are beginning their walk with God on that Sunday. And you talk about a rewarding feeling as a pastor. I mean, that's what I'm about. That's what I'm trying to do, is to build God's kingdom, and whatever that looks like. And I've been talking lately with Robin about things, and some people come and go, and some that were here a year ago aren't here anymore, and I struggle with that. I just have to tell you, I struggle with that. I miss people. I love all of you, and I'm just so anxious to see you each week, and I care. And I think what happens is not only do we go to church together for a while or whatever, but we become friends. And I miss that. I have to tell you, if you're not here, I miss you, and I miss seeing you, and I miss talking to you, and I miss hugging you and caring about you. But we're here to build God's kingdom. That's what I'm trying to do. And folks, I talk about this a lot, and I actually use that terminology a lot, but I hope you realize how serious I am about that. I'm a second career pastor. What that basically means is being a pastor was not my first career. I worked in sales. I've always been involved in construction my whole life. And I reached a point in my life where I was successful and had some successes and things, but I didn't feel significant. I didn't feel like my life mattered to more people than just me and my family, which, provided, I think, a nice place to live and nice vehicles and income. We had the luxuries of life and all of that kind of stuff. I think we treated everybody in our family well, and that was all good and that was all fine, but I didn't feel the significance that I was hoping to feel out of my life. And I don't even know, well, I guess I do know truly where that significant feeling came from. It comes from God. And He wants us to feel the significance in our life. And I just, through all the things that I went through business and trying to make money, and some successes on the sports field and stuff that I had, and that was all great, and it all molded me and made me who I am today. But it never brought the complete satisfaction that being a pastor brings. Being able to care about you guys in a special way. To love people more than just what I love in my family, but to love everybody. And as I sit here today and I tell you this, I mean it. I love you. And I really care about everything there is about you. I care about your lives. I care about the battles that you have. I care about the losses that you faced and the difficulties that you have. I want to share in those burdens with you. I want to be a comfortable place for you to visit and to talk to share what's really happening and how it really feels. And I realize that there is a constant pull from this world to pull you in that direction. Constant draw. It's like the current at the ocean, and sometimes you can't go in the water because the current is so bad. And what's bad about currents is you can't really tell. You can't really see it happening. You can't really feel it happening. But the next thing you know, you're drifting out to sea, away from the safety of God and that safety net that God offers us. And sometimes you get further and further away, and you can reach a point where there's no return, where you've drifted too far, where you played too close to the line of what's okay and got into a dangerous area. And we used to go to the beach a lot as a family back in the summers, and you'd be near the lifeguard stand and you hear the whistles going and they're whistling to somebody that's out there that's in a danger area. And I see that too in the Christian life. A lot of times back before COVID, when things are settling down now, but I could almost tell you who was going to be in my office in a counseling session based on their church attendance. Because when the attendance got a little slow, problems started to creep in and the devil got his foot in the door and things started to happen. And we have to be careful about that. We have to realize that there's an ongoing battle that the devil is after us all the time. And you know what? He gets after me. You know how he gets to me? I'm going to tell you how he gets to me. This may surprise you. But the devil gets to me when people don't come to our church anymore. I'm kind of embarrassed, but not really embarrassed to say that, because that's just the truth, and that's the way I am. I'm a truthful guy, and I'm sensitive that way. And I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. That's not my point of telling you that. I'm just telling you who I am and how I feel, and maybe it's the feeling about the lost sheep or whatever. And I'm not suggesting anybody is lost if they don't come here. Lots of folks have gone on to other churches and all that. People move away. People pass away. Things like that happen. But that's just the truth and who I am. And it bothers me, and I get concerned about that. And I'm always worried about whether we're doing the right thing. And, is my life, is my ministry still effective? Do I still matter? And I'm not seeking pity here or anything like that. I'm just telling you the truth. And I like to pride myself on the fact that I am truthful with you, and I do share what is real. And honestly, your Christian life, your belief in God, your eternity in heaven matters to me. Yeah, I care about mine. You better believe I do, and I'm trying to maintain it all the time, and I'm doing maintenance all the time, asking God to show me anything that I need to change or do or adjust, and he certainly does that from time to time. But I truly care about your Christian walk, and I just want as many people to make it to heaven as we possibly can. And if there is any way that I can influence you or have a way to help you, I want to do that. I get busy, and I got a lot of things going on, and sometimes it's hard to schedule an appointment, and we try to do our best to do that. But my goal is to help people, to help you feel good about your life, help you in your relationships, help you financially if we can, give you guidance, assistance, pray for you. And that's what my life is all about. And so I think we all have those kinds of roles to play within our families, within our relationships, within our friends. I've said it thousands of times now that Jesus Christ himself said the greatest commandment of all is love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself. Well, how do we actively love our neighbors? We're helping them. We're praying for them. We care about them. It doesn't mean we have to do odd jobs around their house to help them. There's lots of different ways to do that. And that's what we should be doing actively. So our church family, we care about each other. We're aware of what's going on in each other's life. We're praying for each other. We're helping when we can and as we can. And each week we come together and we celebrate God's love together. So when we're doing that, and, I talk about our church being a family. And so, like with your family, if somebody isn't actively a part of your family anymore, your children or whatever, that would bother you. And so I don't know if it's wrong for me to be bothered like that. And it's certainly wrong for me to lose sleep over it, I would imagine, and be distracted. But it's just one of the battles that I have in my life. And it comes with the territory. You may not have any idea what that feels like because you're not the pastor. And so you don't know, but I'm just telling you that's a battle that I need your prayer for. I need you to keep me in your prayers about that I will just focus on who's here. I had a guy, you're going to like this, that everybody might know. One of the neatest guys that I've ever met was a coach of mine, but he was also a teacher at Blue Mountain High School. His name is Jim Patton. And a lot of you may have had him. You know exactly who I'm talking about. And he was so much into softball and sports and everything. And I can remember when we first moved up here from Pennsylvania, or from Virginia to Pennsylvania, I was like 13 or 14, and I was on his basketball team. And he would pick up the guys on a Friday evening and take us down to Albright College to their games. He would pay for us to get in the games. He would pay for us for food, and then drop us off at night. And he did that all on his own time, and dedicated a lot of time to us kids. And I'll never forget Jim Patton was very valuable in my life. And then as I got older, I played on his softball team. This is kind of where I'm getting to with the stories. And we did a lot of tournaments. And I can remember this one tournament, Mr. Patton, we called him the General, obviously, and the name of the team was the Pottsville Generals. And so anyway, he would ask players to come out and play with us on occasion when we need extra guys for a tournament. And, he'd make phone calls, and he'd have guys showing up, and he was really good at getting guys to come out and play. But the one time, we were waiting for some guys to come, and they didn't show up for the game, so we're having our team meeting before the game starts, and the General's out there, and he's talking about these guys supposed to be here, this one's supposed to be there, and he was kind of upset that they didn't show up because they said they were coming. And then he said, if they don't come, they don't play. And we kind of looked at each other and kind of grinned a little bit. If they don't, well, that's obvious. If they don't come, they're not playing. And so my point is that if they don't come to church here, I can't help them. I can't pray for them. I can't guide them. I can't speak to them. I can't teach them. They don't come, they don't play. And so I don't want to lose focus and lose sight on who is here and who comes in as we celebrate and we worship together. And many of you have become such close friends to me. And I don't ever want you to think that I don't value that and that I don't appreciate you. And I just want this Easter time to be a time where I reach out and say, I love you. I appreciate you. I am so, so, so grateful that you come here and that we're part of a family of God together, that you're part of the faith family. And I want you to know you're appreciated. And when you're not here, you're missed. And I want you to know that I would love for the time when we'd all feel comfortable to get back together and worship God together on a regular basis. I love you. I do love my job. I do love what I do. Sometimes it's disappointing. Sometimes it's hurtful. But that's the way life is. It's always like that. And I don't want you to feel bad. This isn't to make anybody feel bad video. It's just to tell you I love you. Thank you for being a part of Faith Church. Thank you for your commitment. Many of you work in ministries. Many of you are growing very strongly in your Christian faith, and I'm excited and happy for that. I'm really excited. I'm starting a new message series this week about Unshakable. And with all of the shakeups that are happening in this life in our world, I have a whole series about how do we handle the shakeups that are coming in this world, what's happening in society, happening in our country, in our government, around the world. Lots of things are happening. How do we handle those as Christians? I hope you'll join us this Sunday as we dig into that. And I'm going to be studying the life of Daniel, which is a really, really interesting character from the Bible. You're going to love that. Again, I love you guys. Thank you for your time. I'm so happy to be your pastor, and I can't wait to see you this Sunday at 10 o'clock for our worship service. God bless you, and you have a great week.